From Lawndale, California, and home of the Cardinals, it's the game of the week. Tonight, it's the Lady Cardinals hosting the Lady Tartars from Torrance. Hello, everyone. I'm Renard Ricks, and joining me here tonight courtside is my partner in crime, Rich Johnson. And both of these teams are coming into tonight's contest desperately needing a win in this Pioneer League. They've been struggling, Rich. Any chance for one of them to get off the snide tonight?
Well, one of them's got to win. That's how it works when two teams hook up, and looking for their first win in the Pioneer League is the Lawndale Cardinals, 0-5 so far this season. And Renard, this is a team that wasn't a team a year ago. Their head coach, Anthony Gibson, came in here in November trying to turn things around, and he's hoping for a strong performance tonight against a Torrance team that they've already lost to earlier this year. The Tartars, 8-12 on the year, 2-4 in the Pioneer League, as they've coming off in 3 straight losses to North, Centennial, and South, trying to get back to their winning ways tonight.
Well, we want to thank you for letting us come into your home tonight and bring you this, what we think is going to be an exciting contest. We're picking up the game already a little behind. It's 5:52 remaining here in the first period. And the guests are treating the home team a little rude. 5 points up. 5-0, and Rich, how did they get up on them already 5-0?
Well, we just saw Keala Yanamoto get her second bucket of the game. She opened the scoring for the game to give Torrance the early 2-0 lead, and then Zena Atani hit 1 of 2 free throws to put Torrance up 3-0, and then as we just came to you with our broadcast, you saw Yanamoto score her second bucket of the night, already with 4, and Torrance up 5 early.
So the action is on the side of the Tartars. There's a deep shot from the outside put up by number 11, and that looked to be one of the main starters tonight, Faith Matsuda, who gets into the books now, and the Tartars are up 8-0. There's a big steal by number 12 coming back across. That's Kwan up with the layup, and she'll draw the foul, and it looks like it's going to go against number 23. That would be Kayla Eddings for the Cardinals. And as you mentioned, Rich, Coach Anthony Gibson, in his first year here at the Lawndale program, he's got a rough road to hoe. As you mentioned, this team did not exist last season, and after talking with him, he has high hopes, and he says only he's got 2 girls that are leaving. Everybody else is a junior or a sophomore, so he's expecting a lot of things out of this team next year, but trying to get it together for this first year.
And their key player that we're going to keep an eye on tonight is Melissa Beatty, who's in there to get the rebound for Lawndale to head it back down the other end of the court after 2 missed free throws.
Shot is up and no good there that's Yasmin Greenridge. And the Tartars with the rebound headed across the half court. A little hesitation, takes it inside. Whoa. Beatty looked like with a good left-hand block, but she'll get called for the foul inside, as the Tartars will go to the line with an 8-0 lead here with 4:55 remaining in the first period.
Beatty, the 6'2 junior center, not going to give up the easy bucket. Gets the arm in there, didn't get enough of the ball, and they call the foul on her, but you're going to have to earn it from the free throw line, and Torrance just 1 of 4 from the line early on tonight.
That's Kayla Yanamoto, who is up at the line, and she drops the first one through. And substitutions coming in for both teams, and Coach Rick Monohara in his 23rd year. A little different from a freshman coach as we've got over with Mr. Anthony Gibson.
Been there, done that.
And so Kayla Yanamoto on the books there. 2 big free throws here to extend the lead. 10-0. The Lady Cardinals find themselves digging into a deep hole here early.
Having problems with turnovers and trying to get the ball down low. There's another one, Torrance with the steal.
And that's the key for Coach Gibson and the Cardinals tonight. As he mentioned, they have been beating themselves with turnovers. He says they've been averaging up in the 30s per game. Tough to win any game when you're having that many turnovers. But we say a young, inexperienced, and there's another turnover right there as you see the pass trying to go off to the corner, trying to hit number 33. That was Kimberly Davis, but the pass too high. So we'll go in the other direction, and the Tartars, the Lady Tartars, we should say, will take over with 4:24 here remaining in the first period.
And Lawndale having problems putting the ball in the bucket, almost averaging as many points as they are turnovers, just averaging just under 28 points a game so far this season. Already played Torrance earlier this year, losing 64-16.
Another deep shot from the outside by Faith Matsuda, and she's had 2 in a row here now. She's found the range early, and boy, Coach Gibson is going to have to get a timeout or do something here early. They're going to find themselves in too big of a hole here.
And in these 5 league games, just 16, 17, 7, 28, and 22 points scored in the Pioneer League games. Trying to turn a corner, get something going tonight, maybe get into the 20s, and at least right now get on the scoreboard.
Nice pass inside there to Khalif, and she'll pick up the foul. Looks like it's going to be assessed to number 10, and that is going to go against Zanani Henderson-Smith. So we've got Sarah Khalif stepping to the line to try to add to this lead. 15-0. The Lady Tartars up on top.
And Torrance really having their way from the outside with a couple 3-pointers and being able to work it into the paint. And when they can't score, drawing the foul and getting to the line and just keep tacking on those points.
So completing the 3-point play is Khalif. And so the Tartars really on fire here in the first half. And Coach Gibson says, give me a timeout. Let me talk it over with the girls and see if we can't do something to change this around. Well, while we've got a break in the action, let you know that our officials for tonight are Jim Bradford and Wayne Mason. A couple of gentlemen I've had the pleasure to see for quite a while working in the South Bay. Coaches and referees alike. They also are coaches in their other life, but on the weekends they pick up some stripes and become the men on the court in charge.
A thankless job. They do it because they love the game, I'm sure.
It's got to be the passion, and truly that is why I think most of the high school coaches really get into it. You don't see many leave, as you saw, and to know that Coach Rick Morihara over there in his 23rd year in Torrance, I asked him, did he have aspirations to leave at any point? He says, no, just loves being around the young ladies and seeing them develop, and he's had some good ones come through there, so no doubt he's very content at his position. Well, the timeout is just about over here, and we'll get started with more action here in the first period. 3:35 remaining, Rich.
And this kind of becomes a family for you. When you've been around that long as a head coach with Torrance, I mean, it's an extended family for you with your players year in and year out that you have for 4 years, and then they move on.
So that's Eddings with the ball on top, trying to set up something. Gets it over to 33. That's Davis. Davis bobbles it, loses it, turns it over. And that'll be number 11, Faith Matsuda with the turnover. The Tartars work it around. Jump shot from 15, and that's Khalif. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Nice turnaround from 15, and boy, that was picture perfect. Just what the coach drew up, I'm sure, Rich.
And Yanamoto with the 6 quick points early on, then Matsuda a couple 3-pointers, and now we're seeing Khalif getting 5 quick points. So they're kind of taking their turns as to who's going to put it on the scoreboard tonight.
A near steal there by Kwan. She's one of those players that, as Coach Morihara says, has got to play well on this team. She's a leader and someone that he expects to play well every night on the court. So the pass comes in. Davis almost turns it over. She does turn it over with a long pass cross court. Unable to be handled there by Yasmin Greenridge. And so the Tartars will go in the other direction. I've lost track on the turnovers, but that's got to be at least a half a dozen here in this first period.
And Lawndale just having problems just kind of getting some offense set up, trying to get passes down in there to try to even get close to scoring.
Nice drive in the middle there by Tani, and she's on the book now. So 20-0 here with 2:36 and counting in the first period. Another turnover, and that seems like it's going to be the theme tonight, turnovers. Khalif in the paint. She turns it over, and maybe now, let's see, can the Lady Cardinals get the ball off the rim? And we'll go the other direction. Long down court pass. Khalif underneath, lays it up, and will pick up the foul. Oh, my goodness. Just insult to injury after that. They made the turnover, and then
Khalif just kind of hanging out down here, hoping the ball would come back to her. And sure enough, Torrance able to force another turnover and the easy bucket for Khalif, and she'll try to finish her second old-fashioned 3-point play, step into the line.
At the right place, at the right time.
As the officials discuss.
So it looks like our men in stripe are conferring, Jim Bradford and Wayne Mason.
Yeah, that's a thankless job, not the head coaching. The head coaching job's fun. These guys here, they got it tough. You're going to hear it from the coaches, and looks like he's going to give an explanation to Lawndale head coach Anthony Gibson as to what happened.
Jim Bradford is the official over there talking to him, and that's Gibson who's sitting down in the red vest. I guess he said, I'll let the assistant hear that argument.
The assistant in the white shirt with the fancy red tie.
So the Tartars take it out under their own bucket. Shot deep from the corner, no good, and the Lawndale Lady Cardinals go the other direction. That's number 5, driving strong, Lambert. And she turns it over as the ball will go back to the Tartars.
Khalif, draw on the charge, get the feet down, hold your ground. Both teams only going with 8 players tonight, so we'll see them substitute, every once in a while, but not too deep on either side. Just 3 players hanging out on the bench as one of the Torrance players will now come out to check in. Number 42, Iana Aona.
And no doubt all of the players for the Tartars should get some action tonight. They're up 22-0. It might be an opportunity for Coach Yamamoto to work in some of the girls who hadn't had a chance to play that much this year. So the bucket is scored by the Tartars.
Quan easily getting to the basket. No defense there to stop her.
24-0. Another turnover as the Tartars pick it up, and Khalif holds it up, gives it to Quan, and she'll bring it across the timeline.
It's right about Quan, the 5'1" junior guard, leading the offense, set up the offense. So important to have good guard play.
And that's one thing that Coach Monahara is stapled at Torrance. He runs a 4-guard offense, so any 4 of those young ladies you might see at the point position. And he says that's one of the things that has been part of the success, even though it's been minimal success. He says it's worked in years past, and he knows that it just takes some time for the girls to gel, and they should get better here as the season proceeds.
Yeah, and your post player in that 4-guard lineup would be Sarah Khalif, number 35, who we've seen active a lot tonight already with 7 points.
Davis with a bump, and looks like going to the line will be number 32. That's Kristen Meha, I believe. The officials over at the line giving out the instructions and telling who actually that foul is on. And let's see if Kristen can drop them in here. The first one is good, so Kristen Meha in the scoring column now with her first of 2 free throws coming. 1:15 remaining here in the first period. The Lady Tartars up 25-0. Make it 26-0.
6 of the 8 players for Torrance already in the scorebook in this first quarter. Lawndale trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time.
Let's see if they can get something here before the first period ends. A near steal, looking for somebody inside. That's Beatty with it. Turnaround lefty up off the glass. It's good, I believe. Are they going to wave it off? There, no. She's Bradford over at the timeline, or I should say at the scorer's table.
Looks like the foul might have happened before the shot, but
so
you got to give her the continuation there. Come on.
Yeah, get them on the book there. Come on, help us out, Jim. So they'll take it. The Lawndale Lady Cardinals will take it out underneath their own bucket and try to get it in still. Looking to Beatty, kicks it out to on the side. That's number 3. That's, I believe that was Burton. And now a steal, a rip, a takeaway, if you will. All the way down, that's number 3, that's Itani, and she'll draw the foul as on the attempt. Looks like it's going to go against number 5. That'll be Danielle Lambert picking up her second personal, I believe.
Torrance already in the double bonus. Shoplifting by the Torrance defense to get that basketball. And another chance to add more points from the line.
So Zena Antani steps to the line, and she misses the first of 2. Substitutions coming in for Coach Monahara and the Lady Tartars. So going to the bench, number 32, that was Kristen Meha. And the missed shot, rebound comes back to the Tartars over on the side, back to the top and the middle. They swing it to the left, a deep 3 by number 3. It's no good, but the rebound is tipped out and look like the Lady Tartars will run it down and set it up again. Into the paint, kicks it out to Quan. Quan from 3, it's off the rim. Battle for the rebound underneath the Lady Tartars, hustling to come out of there with it again. Quan swings it left, pass. The shot is up by Itani, and it's good. Boy, I tell you, they really worked that ball around then to get a good three-point high percentage shot.
Yeah, and it all started with Iono able to tip the ball out to keep the possession alive and then leading to the three-point shot.
And that indeed was the key as Beatty puts up one deep. Shot is no good. Rebound, Rodriguez, and she puts it, I should say Hernandez, and the shot is no good. But she'll go to the line, and maybe she can do something here and get them on with 1 second left here in the first period.
Lawndale held the 20 points, under 20 points 5 times this season. Their lone win came in their first game of the season. They have 2 wins so far.
Hernandez gets the Lady Cardinals in the book.
Had a win against Environmental Charter and then against Gladstone in December. They had a season high 46 points, a total they also matched against Workman. So they've gotten up around the 50-point mark a couple times.
Rosemarie Hernandez, second shot, air ball. So the Lady Tartars will take it out, and this will probably just be a long throw down court. Let's see if they will be able to get a shot, and maybe no, she's not. She's just going to hold it, and that will bring an end to the first period as the Lady Cardinals find themselves in a deep hole, trailing the Lady Tartars from Torrance by a score of 29-1. That's a rough act to follow.
Yes, it is. Lawndale, Melissa Beatty, we haven't seen much from her. She got fouled one time earlier in the paint trying to get a shot to go in. You know, averaging just under 9 points and about 12 rebounds a game. Also gets, the stats are correct, 8 blocks a game. And being 6'2", you're going to get in there and get your share of blocked shots. She's trying to help this team, you know, hopefully put together a better second quarter than what they had in the first quarter, where there were just so many turnovers. It was tough for Lawndale to really kind of get anything going. You know, toward the end, we saw a couple times where they kind of get down in the paint and get up close for something high percentage, maybe draw a foul, but just unable to put the ball in the basket other than that lone free throw at the end of the quarter.
Well, truly, the Lady Cardinals have got to try to be a little bit more patient. Turnovers are killing them here in the game, and I think, again, it has a lot to do with their inexperience. And truly, if Coach Anthony Gibson can get these young ladies to just slow down. He mentioned that they run off a high octane, and clearly we've seen here in the first period that a lot of the turnovers were unabated or unassisted. There was no struggle. They just missed cues, missed dribbles, passes too long. Those are the kind of things that would certainly hurt a team, and that's why they're down 29-1.
Yeah, they do seem to play quick, but when you play sloppy when you play quick, that'll lead to the turnovers. So they're able to get an offensive rebound.
Hernandez with a big rebound. Beatty with a rebound, unable to get it to go down. And the Lady Tartars come out of there with it. That looks like number 12. That is Kayla Yanamoto with the rebound, and she'll set it up for Coach Rick Manahara and the Lady Tartars. So we're early in the second period here as the Lady Tartars take their time, set it up. Down into the right corner, their pass inside. In deep to Aola, and she drops it in for an easy 2. So the young Hawaiian girl, interesting, Iani Aoli with her first bucket of tonight and the first here in the second period.
A little confusion for the Cardinals. We've seen a couple times where Torrance players able to get just wide open underneath the basket, and that time Torrance able to convert.
Hernandez over to Davis. Davis travels. Yep, quite obvious. And referee Wayne Mason calls it on the Lady Cardinal, and so the Tartars will take it over again now. 6:52 remaining here in the second period. 31-1, and the Lady Tartars having it their way. A near steal. Back out on top, swings it right inside. It goes to number 20. That's Tamita. Shot is up, it's no good. And the turnover by Beatty is picked up inside. Iona up, shot is blocked by Beatty. She's averaging 8 blocks a game. She's got a couple here early in the game so far. Look like she's on target to get that 8 average, if nothing else. They may have more blocks than points here. Another turnover by the Lady Cardinals.
Yeah, and Beatty was able to get the rebound the last time down the court, had a bad pass, was able to make up for it for the block, but then Lawndale, once they get the ball back, turning it right back over to the Tartars.
A deep 3 from the corner, no good. as Rosemarie Hernandez comes out of there with it, and she'll give it to number 5. That's Danielle Lambert bringing across the timeline, trying to get something set up here for Coach Gibson. She swings it to Greenridge. And that's Greenridge. Shot is way off, picked up by Burton. Burton loses it, trying to get it inside to Beatty, and I believe they're going to call a foul on Aola. Number 42, that is Iani Aoli, picking up her first personal, I believe.
Yasmin Greenridge will check back in for Lawndale. Going to the bench, Alyssa Burton. And we'll have the out-of-bounds play by Greenridge. Will trigger it in.
I missaid here earlier. I thought number 3 was Greenridge, but that was number 11. And there's the bucket, the first bucket of the night. Beatty in the scorebook. And the Lady Cardinals now with their first bucket of the game. Another block inside, but I believe they're going to get a foul inside before the shot. And indeed, there will be a foul against the Lady Cardinals. Sending to the line, that's Kristen Mija back into the game.
It's
so 5:28 remaining here, Rich.
Yeah, it's one thing for Beatty to be aware of. You know, you like to go for the block, but you got to make sure you're going to get the ball, not accidentally pick up the foul.
And Kristen Mija, 3 for 3 from the line thus far tonight. She's really been working on that charity stripe toss, and it's paid off and showing up right here as she drops them both in.
And so Lawndale, another turnover. Nope, they were able to keep it alive.
So the Lady Cardinals trying to get something going here.
Yeah, it looked like there was going to be a turnover. They were able to get the ball to Beatty. She was in good position, but unable to get the shot to fall. And going to go the other way with the Tartars. Set it back up, slowing it down into the middle.
Quan, that's Quan deep. Bucket no good.
Now has 5 points, her first three-pointer of the game. 36-3, Torrance with the lead.
That's number 5, Danielle Lambert across, and she turns it over with her pass. And the Lady Tartars taking their time to set it up. She thought about the deep 3, that was 35 Khalif. The pass over in the corner and goes off of the leg of number 12, Kayla Yanamoto. And the ball will go to the Lady Cardinals.
And Khalif with a defensive play to get her hand in there and play the defense, and ends up with the Cardinals getting the ball back.
So Greenwich will bring it into Lambert, and Lambert will bring it across the timeline. 4:21 and counting here in the second period. The Lady Cardinals, a nice screen there at the top. Lambert inside to Beatty from 15. Shot is off the iron. Greenridge with it back up. Beatty inside, big rebound, unable to control it. The Tartars come out of there with it.
And you see glimpses of them breaking out of it and getting a couple buckets. The fighting hard on the offensive end, that time down the court, but they still come up empty.
So Khalif on top, over to number 12. That's Yanamoto, who swings it back to Khalif to Quan. Quan inside to Khalif. She turns it over. The Lady Cardinals give it to Lambert. She comes across the timeline, looking inside, looking for Greenwich, and she throws it off of the foot of one of the Lady Tartars. And so the Lady Cardinals will set it up underneath their own bucket, and coming inside, I should say coming into the game, that's number 20, Tomita. And the pass inside to Beatty. Beatty with the shot, it's up, it's off the iron. Inside, Davis with it, a nice kiss off the glass for her first bucket.
Good job of being there to follow up off the miss.
So Beatty at
no defense.
But Davis at the right place at the right time then, and Khalif with a nice offensive rebound inside. Near turnover, but she's able to get it back, and she gives it over to Quan. Quan dribbling left, looking for some help, gets it to 32 to Tomita. Inside, Tomita's shot is up, bounces around, and falls in.
Maybe some orange paint on the basketball after that one went through. Got all portions of the rim.
So Jana Tomita into the scoring column with her first bucket of tonight, and Lambert will bring it across the timeline again. Inside to Beatty from 15. Shot is up, off the glass, and it's good.
Just keep trying.
So Melissa Beatty with her second bucket of tonight. as the Lady Cardinals trail by 38-7. Let's see if they can make a stop or two here to try to get a little momentum before halftime. Shot out of the corner by number 32. It's too hard, but a nice tip back by Khalif to score the easy bucket.
Great job by Khalif, not coming back down to set with the ball, just going up and tipping it back in. Sometimes you want to come down with it and control things, but able to time it just right and put it back up and in for the bucket.
And Lambert turns it over again right off of her leg as she dribbles the ball off of her foot. It's got to be frustrating for not only Coach Anthony Gibson, but the entire Lady Cardinals squad. The pass inside to Khalif. Shot is too hard off the back iron. Beatty with the rebound. The ball to Lambert across, looking for Davis. No, I'm sorry, that's looking. And off the hand of one of the Lady Tartars, and the Lady Cardinals will keep it on this end.
I think one of the things is court awareness. I mean, you got to play as a team. You got to get the minutes on the floor. I think court awareness is a huge thing. It's not really paying attention to where the defenders are and looking for places to pass it where it won't be stolen.
Edding's shot is too hard off of the front iron, and Quan will bring it across, kicks it into the corner. Deep shot from three by number 3. That's Zena Atani, and the rebound comes down to Beatty.
Then I say that the last time down the court, Lawndale was able to make a pass to an open player, just unable to hit the baseline jump shot, and they'll try again.
Eddings with the ball into the paint, tries to get it up, loses it, kicks it under the Beatty. Nice pass. Beatty unable to finish. And Rosemarie Hernandez with it back inside to Beatty. Again, the shot is too hard, but underneath are nothing but Cardinals. And number 11, that's Yasmin Greenridge with the bucket.
Much better second quarter for Lawndale. 8 points in the quarter after only 1 in the opening stanza. We're seeing some of that fight, so not giving up.
A lot more hustle by the Lady Cardinals as Khalif with a nice left-hand turnaround shot to drop it through. So Khalif with 10 big points here, I've got unofficially in the first half to lead all scorers. And here's an outside shot by Lambert, no good, and the rebound comes off to Tamita. She kicks it over to Quan, and Quan looks down court and will set it up for the Lady Tartars. She swings it right inside to Khalif. She turns, shot is up, and it's good. Khalif is on fire. Her last 3 shots have been nothing but the bottom of the net. And the Lady Tartars extend their lead now 44-9 with 30 seconds remaining here in the a near turnover. Rosemarie Hernandez with recovering it over to Lambert, and Lambert loses it right off of her hands. Another turnover.
Khalif, the player of the game so far, 3 buckets in both quarters, and every time she turns around and puts it up, it's going in.
So the shot clock is turned off with 19 seconds remaining here. Pass into the corner. That's a shot up by number 32. It's a little long. Kristen Mija unable to knock it down. Beatty almost stripped of that rebound. She gets it to Hernandez. Hernandez gets it over to number 11, Greenridge, and she'll come across a deep shot from way out. Shot is no good at the sound of the horn as the first half mercifully comes to an end, as the Lady Tartars will take a 44-9 lead into halftime. And Rich, I don't know what we can say much other than turnovers have been the theme for Coach Anthony Gibson and the Lady Cardinals. And Coach Rick Monahara must feel pretty good about the way his Lady Tartars are playing thus far.
Well, everybody on Torrance has scored in the first half, so they're going to mix it up, I'm sure, in the second half. Everybody getting opportunity and quality minutes to put some points on the board and to put this game away, which is already kind of out of reach for Lawndale. But Lawndale outscored 15-8 in the second quarter. I think they did play better in that second quarter. And, you know, right now, even during halftime, you see Melissa Beatty being instructed by her head coach, teaching, always teaching. Giving her pointers, what she needs to do, try to improve, get better, and hopefully some of that will rub off in this second half for the Cardinals.
And that's the great thing about high school basketball. The coaches love it. The ones that are in it have a passion. And you can tell Coach Anthony Gibson out there working with the young lady, trying to help her develop her game. And indeed, the young lady showed a lot of potential, has a lot of upside to her. But again, one of those things, as he mentioned, her first real year of competitive basketball, and it's all showing up, and one of those things that no doubt he's been struggling with all season long. Well, I tell you what, we're going to step away It's halftime here at Cardinal Stadium, or I should say Cardinal Gymnasium, as the Lady Cardinals find themselves in a deep hole, trailing the Lady Tartars from Torrance by a score of 44-9. Rich Johnson and I will be back with the second half. You're watching the Game of the Week on Channel 22 right here in Lawndale. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Cardinals Gymnasium here at Lawndale High School, as the Lady Cardinals are hosting the Lady Tartars from Torrance in a big Pioneer League game. Both teams coming in with records that are not something we want to promote, but certainly a year for both squads to get some learning in, and hoping that they'll be able to be much better teams as the season progresses. But let's, if we will, take a quick look at our scoring leaders for the first half. Looking at the Lady Tartars, Brittany Kwan came in, she had 5 points at the end of the first half. Zena Itani, she's ended up with 6. Faith Matsuda, she had 2 big 3-pointers. And Kayla Yamamoto had 6. Tamita had 6 off of, I should have had 2 off of the bench. Miha had 4. And the leading scorer, Khalif, with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 first half points. As we get set here in the second half, and the Lady Cardinals, not too much to talk about in the scoring column. Beatty was the top scorer with 4 points, all coming in the second period. So we're off and running, and Rich, let's see if anything's been worked out here for the Lady Cardinals and whether or not they can get going here.
Well, it seems like Torrance has probably worked out their third Pioneer League victory of the season. They had wins over Centennial and El Segundo in Pioneer League action. And it's a missed shot. Excuse me, that's a typo. They had 2, not against Centennial. They had a win against El Segundo, their last win, and then they've gone out and lost 3 straight in Pioneer League. So trying to get back in the winning column to improve that league record to 3-4 this season. As for Lawndale, we've seen 0-5 so far in the league play, and in danger of dropping to 0-6 after tonight's game.
Well, we have a turnover there on the part of the Lady Tartars. 3 seconds in the paint was called by our official, and they'll swing the ball. The Lady Cardinals will try to get it inside. There's a nice pass inside to Eddings. She's unable to finish it, though, as Kwan comes down with it and brings it across the timeline for Coach Manahara and the Lady Tartars. So we've got a little different lineup here in the second, to start this second half for the Lady Tartars. Coach Rick Manahara looks like he's bringing out a few, and we've got another 3-second lane violation back-to-back on the young Hawaiian lady, Iona. And she's picked up 2 big not costly turnovers yet, but 2 turnovers here to start the second period.
In the background, see the Torrance basketball team coming into the Lawndale gym for tonight's second game of the doubleheader.
And yes, indeed, we'll be around for that second big game. Failed to tell you that earlier, but you're in for a doubleheader tonight. We've got the Lady Tartars and the girls and boys from Lawndale and Lawndale and Torrance. What am I saying here? So the Lady Tartars swing it around, try to throw it inside to Tamita Hernandez with the turnover. Down court, tries to get the ball up, and I believe they're going to get a foul on Kwan, as Rosemary Hernandez tried to get the shot up from about 10 feet, and she'll step to the line to try to see if they can cut into this huge deficit.
She tried to go strong to the basket, wasn't able to really get around the defender to get a good shot, but you get fouled and go to the free throw line, you'll take that and see if she can convert.
Hernandez unable to complete it. This is her second time to the charity stripe. She went 1 for 1 in the first quarter, and now let's see if she can finish here with a second shot, and she drops it in. So she's shooting 50% from the free throw line tonight, 2 for 2. I should say 2 out of 4. So inside to Aona, nice turnaround, a baby hook there inside the paint. And after those 2 turnovers, she says, Coach, don't take me out. I'm going to get me some points here. Stay with me.
Giving Khalif kind of a rest, getting Aona in there in the post and making plays.
Some valuable learning time for the young lady, I'm sure, as the long pass turnover has tried to reach Lambert in the corner. She saves it, but she's unable to save it to a teammate as it goes over to the Lady Tartars. And an almost turnover on their part, but they'll hang on to it right in front of their own bench.
And Iona and Beatty will be on each other when they're on the court, both down in the low post.
Pass inside to Iona, fake up, blocked by
Nope.
Beatty, no call. And the officials say nothing but ball as Lambert brings it across, looking inside to Beatty. Beatty dribbles left, shot up off the glass. Nice shot, little short, but she'll draw the foul, and Aoli with the foul on the back end here.
And so much Beatty getting the best of Iona, at least this last couple times down the floor. She had the block shot on the defensive end and then gets fouled on the offensive end and try to chip away at this 36-point deficit.
So Beatty's first shot is up, and it's short. A little arm weary there, looking like sure the young lady just missed getting enough up under it. She'll try it again here now.
Just a 41% free throw shooter.
And the next one, nothing but the bottom. So she's got good form, Rich. Just looks like just needs to work on being a little consistent. So the Lady Tartars will set it up now, as that's Tomita with it, looking inside to Aola's. Shot is blocked again. Pass outside, kicks it up, no good. Eddings with the rebound, quickly across the timeline, rushing it down. Shot is put up, and she'll draw the foul on Tomita.
Good job of getting to the basket. Probably knew she wasn't going to get an easy shot, but fearless and going to the line.
Well, I think we've seen the strategy for Coach Anthony Gibson here in the second half. He wants the girls to get it, rip it, and run. Try to draw the pick up an easy foul and step to the line in hopes they can get something. Eddings missing the first of two.
You can't score if you don't shoot it. And we saw in the first half, they're just having a hard time getting shots off because they were turning it over beforehand.
And the second shot right through the net. So the Lady Cardinals able to get some scoring here in the third period, all from the charity stripe. Here's a nice pass inside to Tomita. She's looking for Aola. Shot is blocked by Beatty again. The young lady working on her average as she smiles going across half court.
Yeah, she really does average 8 blocks a game, you can tell.
Easily. And there's Beatty unable to corral that rebound. She'll lose it off of her hands, and the Lady Tartars will take it over.
There's a lot of high school basketball teams in the country that'll take a 6'3" low post player.
She's got a lot of potential. Another block attempt, but this time she hits Aoli on the wrist, but they say the foul was a push in the back. So that will send Aoli to the line, and Beatty will pick up, I believe, her second personal foul.
You can be physical, just not that physical unless they're not looking.
So Aoli stepping to the charity stripe, looking to add to that lead of 46-12. Off the front, off the back, and through the net. So I like the way she stayed with her form, stayed with the follow-through, and it worked out for her. She'll have one more attempt here with 4:31 remaining in the third period. The Lady Tartars all over the Lady Cardinals, and that one nothing but the bottom of the net. So Aoli completing the 2 charity stripe tosses. The Cardinals across. The shot is up too hard. Beatty with the rebound, kicks it out to Eddings. Eddings' shot is up, bounces around, comes off in the hands, but Beatty is able to come out of there with it again. Shot is up and no good. And we've got a foul, and we'll go the other way.
No points, but kind of a good possession for Lawndale. I mean, they were fighting and scrapping. They just weren't able to score, but able to get up close and try to make some plays. It's just not going to be reflected on the scoreboard that time down the court.
Beatty with a ton of offensive rebounds, but unable to convert them. And so the Lady Tartars will set it up. On top, that's the Bass, I believe that's number 12, Kaoli Yonemoto. And the drive inside by number 3, that's Itani, unable to complete the play. Burton down on the floor, scrapping with Aoli. And I believe they're going to call a jump. Let's see. Nope. Yep. And the ball possession arrow pointing toward the Lady Cardinals direction.
It's good defense by the Cardinals on the baseline to force the errant pass and end up leading to the jump ball. And you do that, get the ball back, and try to score.
You like to see the big girls on the floor wrestling, hustling for every pass and play. There's an air ball shot. No good. Itani with the rebound, and she'll give it over to Kayla Yanamoto, who will bring it across the timeline with 3:23 remaining here in the third period. Pass into the corner inside to Aoli. She tries to go up. Shot is blocked, but it goes out of bounds. The officials say no, you threw it out of bounds, and now it will go over to the Lady Cardinals as we've got a substitution coming in. That's number 33 for the Lady Cardinals. That's Kimberly Davis. So Davis in to replace Beatty to give her a rest, as the young lady has been working hard and no doubt needs a little sit-down moment. Lambert across the timeline, ball poked out of bounds by number 12. That's Yanamoto over there playing the sticky defense. So take it out in front of the scorers table. Ball coming into Lambert. Lambert looking for help. Swings it to Eddings. Eddings looking inside, past to Greenridge. Greenridge up, and a nice floating shot there for her second bucket of the game. So Torrance will set it up, swinging it left, right, inside to Aoli, and now the foul pays off. Oh, a technical is going to be called, as looks like, I believe that was number 10 who slammed the ball down. That was Zena Henderson-Smith. A little upset on the call, and official Wayne Mason having no reservations in calling the technical on the young lady.
Yeah, she got there a little late on the defensive end and got frustrated and just slammed the basketball down. And although you're supposed to dribble the basketball, you're not supposed to slam it down in that particular situation. And now you'll get the free throw with nobody on the lane.
And let's see if Aoli can complete the shot, and nope, she's got another one coming.
It could be harder to shoot these without anybody around you here.
Second shot is up, and it's too hard as well. So now Aona with 2 of 4 from the charity stripe, shooting the technicals. And now coming to the line, number 32 is Kristen Mija. She'll be shooting the technical. One shot, technical shot is up, and it's good. Oh, they're going to give her another shot. That was a 2-shot technical. My fault. I thought that was only a 1-shot, but second shot is up, and it's no good. But the ball will go over to the Lady Tartars, I believe, won't it? It looks like they're going to give it. Yes, it is the Lady Tartars' ball. So with 2:42 remaining, the Lady Tartars up 49-14. And I'm sure, if nothing else, Coach Gibson needs to be working on just some fundamental things here to give his team some confidence, as Aoli drops in another 2-pointer underneath inside the paint.
And Lawndale trying to win the quarter, now trailing 7-5 in this third quarter. Just got to kind of take it quarter by quarter, break it up in small pieces now.
Hernandez looking for some help. A deep 3 out of the corner there by Greenridge, I believe that is. As the young lady drops one in from way beyond the arc. And inside pass to Aoli. Shot is too hard. Comes off to Eddings. Eddings racing across the timeline, looking for some help. She's trapped. She turns it over. And let's see, can Hernandez save it? No, not in time, as the ball will go back now to the Lady Tartars.
Greenridge, the leading three-point shooter on Lawndale. That's just her 5th of the season to lead the team. 25% shooter from behind the arc, but improves the percentage a little bit, knocking that one down.
And a deep shot. Another 3 from the corner, no good, as Burton races it down, gives it to Eddings. Eddings off the glass, and it's good. So Kayla Eddings with a nice shot as the ball is kissed off of the glass. Now 53-19, and the Tartars right back on the other end with a quick pass. Mija inside to complete the 2. And we've got a timeout called by Coach Anthony Gibson and the Lady Cardinals.
A lot of open space underneath the basket that time. But Lawndale playing much better in this third quarter. Of course, Torrance going to the bench. We mentioned the teams don't have that deep a bench, but at least the 3 substitutes for Torrance are getting in there and getting some playing time. And Lawndale playing a little bit better, at least when you look at the scoreboard, putting some points on the board here in this second half.
Now, I'm wondering why Coach Gibson would call this timeout. You think he thinks his girls are a little winded, or?
We've been going back and forth pretty much, so maybe he just wants to, set something up here for this last minute and 15 seconds. Give them a little bit of a breather.
And a good opportunity, as you mentioned, to teach right now with 1:15. Try to establish something for maybe, if not this game, the next game and the next game after that, to say, here's what you do if you find yourself in this situation again with 1 minute left. Here's what we want to try to establish and try to get done. So let's see what he drew up for him as they'll come back on the court here. As Rich mentioned, 1:15 remaining here in the third period of a game that we thought might be a little bit more competitive than it's turned out to be, but the Lady Tartars came in on fire, scoring, I believe the score was 19-0 almost before the Lady Cardinals got their first bucket or first point
And
off of a foul.
29-1 at the end of the first quarter. But it looks like Lawndale will get over that 20-point threshold.
So Hernandez in the corner, shot is up and good, nice.
Indeed.
Way to stay with it, Rosemarie Hernandez, and she'll get a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play as she'll step to the line with 1:05 remaining here in the third period.
12 points in the quarter for Lawndale. Only had 9 in the first half, already with 12 in this third quarter.
So Hernandez steps up to the line, and she stands a little left of straight on, and the rebound goes off of, looks like, I believe that was Lambert. So the ball will go over to the Lady Tartars, and we'll go the other way with 1:03 remaining here in the third period.
Hernandez, a little bit different look at the free throw line, a 54% free throw shooter, one of the better free throw shooters on the team.
Lambert with the steal, hustling hard across the timeline, trying to get rid of it. Looked like she may have turned it over, but they let her go with the Greenridge with another deep three. Shot is too hard. Rebound by Davis, fought for, and the Lady Tartars are on the floor. Aioli comes out of there with it, and she'll give it to number 12. That's Kayla Yanamoto, who will bring it across the timeline. A near palm there, but no call by the official. The pass inside to Aioli. Left-hand shot is up. No good. Rebound. Coming out of there, number 3, that's Itani with it. Back inside to Aioli. Turns up to the right, and she'll draw the foul. Looks like that's going to go against I believe that's number 10. No, I stand corrected. That's number 33, Kimberly Davis, who will be assessed with the foul.
It's interesting to watch Sarah Khalifa, the starting forward for this team, talking out to Aona, who's going to go to the free throw line. We're probably not going to see Khalifa the rest of the game. Aona's probably going to go the rest of the way, but kind of instructing back and forth and discussing things about what she might want to try to do.
And you see Khalif, maybe it's out of your view right now, but she's sitting on the bench over there with her warm-up jacket on. As you mentioned, doesn't look like she'll be back as Aioli misses the first of 2 here to wind up this third period.
You like the communication with rooting on your teammate.
Second shot is up, and it's nothing but the bottom of the net. So Aioli with a big third quarter here, 2, 4, 6, 7 points in the quarter to lead the Tartars. Davis with the rebound, the shot, the spin, the shot is no good. And I believe Aioli may have knocked it out of bounds over the back as she tried to come across, and they're going to call it over the back foul.
Kimberly Davis trying to step through on the offensive end to get the bucket, but nonetheless, Lawndale will still keep the basketball.
Greenwich will trigger it from out of bounds for the Lady Cardinals. Inside to Hernandez. Hernandez turns. Nice shot is up. It's no good. Rebound comes off of the leg. Looks like it's going to go off of the leg of number 32, Kristen Mija, who was underneath hustling for the ball. So the Cardinals will take it out again. That's Greenwich looking for some help. Swings it out to Burton. Burton's shot is up from about 5 feet, no good, as the third period horn sounds the end as the quarter comes to an end, 56-21, one final period, and we'll see how both coaches want to attack this fourth and final period. Do you play your starters, or do you empty the bench and give some of the girls who perhaps haven't had a chance to play a full quarter of action?
I think with Torrance, you're going to see that bench in action out on the court, and a few of those starters just kind of hanging out for the rest of the evening.
And I don't know if it's in view right now, but you see Khalif over there talking to Aioli and trying to help instruct the young player. And that's just a beautiful thing to see. One leader teaching the potential star for seasons to come and perhaps next year to step in and take her place. So we'll start this fourth and final period, Rich. Aioli with a big quarter. And let's see if she can continue here in the fourth period or if she'll indeed get some rest.
Both teams scoring 12 points in that third quarter, so Lawndale, something to be happy about. Able to get a little bit of offense going there as the game has progressed, but got off to a really rough start, something they'll obviously have to work on in future games, is trying to get off to better starts out of the block instead of having to play catch-up. And looks like another turnover, that time by Torrance.
And the ball right
Between
through
the
the legs of Aioli, and the Lady Cardinals with it, and the pass down floor. They're turning it back over as Quan coming out of there, the smallest player on the court, able to dig it out from underneath the Giants and brings it across the timeline. That's number 12, Kayla Yamamoto. Back to Quan. Quan to Yamamoto. And they're setting something up here. We've got a whistle underneath. They're going to call 3 seconds. Look like it's going to go against number 3, Tiny, who may have had her foot in the paint there a little too long, as now the Lady Cardinals will take it over with 7:23 here in the fourth and final period.
And other than Khalif, Torrance going with the other 4 starters that started this game to get them some more playing time.
Beatty with a nice lefty hand turnaround jumper inside the paint there. So Beatty to start the scoring
nice
here.
Move.
Nice up and under move there. And I believe that's going to be a call on Beatty. No, as she slams the ball down thinking that perhaps she didn't commit a foul. And the officials looking at each other. Beatty looking frustrated as Itani will go to the line.
Ever since she came in the game to face Beatty in the second half, it's been kind of fun to watch them go at it with each other.
And I think we've got a mini war heating up inside between the two big girls as they're fighting for paint. Beatty and Aioli looking to get something established inside. So Aioli missing the first one. She's got another one coming. Second shot is up and it's short. Rebound to Davis. To Lambert across the timeline quickly. Looking for some help. Kicks it into Greenwich. Back to Lambert. Lambert to Beatty. Toes on the line. Shot is off the rim. No good.
I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about number 11, Yasmin Greenridge's red socks she has on. Those are nice.
A true fashion statement if I ever saw one. And you expect that out of ladies.
Spoke to her before the game. She wanted to make sure I got her name pronounced right, so I appreciate her helping me out there.
Yes, because Max Prep Sports and
isn't always right.
We're a little wrong in the spelling of the name. And graciously she corrected it for us. And there's a nice inside presence by Zena Itani with her bucket here, first bucket of the second half. So the Lady Cardinals still trying to get something established here. A little walk, but no call as the rebound comes off in the hands of Aioli. And she is having a huge second half here for Coach Rick Manahara and the Lady Tartars as Aioli Zena takes it inside, misses the shot. Rebound is out of there. Beatty digs up the miscue and gets it in the hands of Greenridge.
And there is no slowing it up
turnover.
For Lawndale.
Another turnover as Yamamoto digs it out. And she'll set it up for the Lady Tartars as she swings it to inside. Nice movement of the ball as Quan with it, looking for some help to Yamamoto. Back to Quan. Quan inside to Aioli. She turns. Shot is up, no good. Partially blocked. I don't know if that'll go as a stat block. But Lambert with the ball down inside looking for Davis. Davis, ball is knocked out of bounds by Quan, who stuck her hand in as she got back on defense.
And once Lawndale gets a little more accurate, a little more acclimated with the offense they want to run, I mean, they're not complacent at all. They're really trying hard and being aggressive. But sometimes when you're aggressive, if you're not accurate, it's going to lead to a lot of mistakes, and that's what we've seen.
Beatty shot up with the right hand, no good. Got it with the left, put it up, no good. And the rebound came knocked out of the hands of Beatty, and it will stay down for the Lady Cardinals. 58-23, 5:12 remaining here in the final period.
This Torrance team averaging 56 points a game. A little up over that average tonight as they're already at 58.
So pass coming in and stolen by Quan, who is in the right place at the right time, and she'll bring it across the timeline. Little crossover dribble as she sets it up for the Lady Tartars in the corner. Deep shot out of the corner. A beautiful three by Zena Itani, who nothing but the bottom of the net.
Nice clear look. She had one of those in the first half. Her second three-pointer of the game. 9 points in the game.
Young lady has shown
actually
some range, Rich. She's got range. Pass stolen, fought for, and the young lady, one of the smallest on the court there, number 3. That's Allison Burton, who's able to dig it out of there. Burton looks like she may have hurt her hand a little bit.
It's Faith Matsuda into the chairs, trying to keep the ball in bounds, but it'll stay with Lawndale.
Greenwich triggers it into Beatty. Beatty dribbles left.
Oh,
loses the ball right off of her hands, and you can just see the frustration.
She lost the defender, but then lost the ball. Yeah.
Yep, she thought she had an easy one, and sometimes you have to just slow down a little bit when you got that cakewalk to the bucket and make sure that you finish. So with 4:30 remaining here in the ball game, 61-23. I can't calculate the difference in that. A little too many numbers for
38.
me. Thank you, Rich.
38 point.
38-point lead for the Lady Tartars as.
But I walk around with a pencil too because I make mistakes.
Well, I just, if it gets over anything off of my 10 fingers, it makes it a little rough for me to calculate right away. So, but anyway, we're coming to the end here of a Pioneer League game that surely will help the Lady Tartars in the standings as they came into the night 2-4 in league, looking to go 3-4 to try to get back in the hunt for playoff action as it winds down here with just a few remaining games in the league, trying to make a statement here as the season comes to an end.
Torrance will still have to play El Segundo, North, and Centennial a second time, playing every team in your league twice throughout the year.
Quan's shot from 3 is too long, and Allison Burton coming out of there with it, or I should say Alyssa Burton. Burton into Beatty. Beatty turns, step, shot, no good. Nice little jab step, but unable to finish it. As the rebound down to Quan. Quan to Aoli. She fakes the shot, spins across the paint, and the ball rolls off of the rim. Not kind to her. And looks like we've got a push out of bounds. Nice sportsmanship there by number 23, Carla Eddings, as she goes over to help the young lady up off of the floor. That's something you don't see on the boys' side too often.
Help yourself up.
That's right.
As for Lawndale, they still have 4 more league games to play. They're going to have to play South, Centennial, El Segundo, and North.
And I'm sure Coach Anthony Gibson would love to at least have one league win before the season is over. And no doubts he had hoped it was going to be tonight, but doesn't look like it's going to be the case. As the young lady, Itani, drops in the first of 2 free throws coming to her.
5'7" senior with 6 points in the first half and 6 points here in this fourth quarter, now 7.
So both free throws are good. 63-23, and if my calculations are right, that's up by 40 points here with 3:45 remaining. The pass inside to Beatty. It rolls around, and she gets one to finally drop.
Yeah, that time it worked. Spinning in, you had the room, got close enough, and was able to convert, unlike the last time down the court.
The block.
Battling again.
Oh, no call by the official. Looks like one of the young ladies may have drugged that pivot feet only about 10 feet. But nevertheless, I guess the officials say, no chance. Not a tight game.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention. I didn't see it.
Those are the ones you let go just to keep the clock rolling. So Quan will set it up, looking inside to Aoli again. The ball is tipped off of the hand. Looks like that was Yasmin Greenwich with her hand defense in there and deflecting it, pass inside to Aoli. Quick, nice jab step. Beatty with the big rebound, and the Lady Cardinals will take it the other way. So Lambert across the timeline to Hernandez. She dribbles left, nice off of the backboard, unable to get it to go down though. And coming across, that's Itani. Looking up, swings it to the top to Quan. Quan, and they get it inside to Aoli. That turnaround spinning hook again. Looks like may have been partially blocked, but then she comes right back to her at the front of the rim. That's a nice, easy bucket, Rich.
Yeah, she knows that Beatty's there, but still with the effort and then off the missed shot, able to get the rebound and the easy putback.
Yeah, I think that kind of caught her off guard. I don't think she expected to be there. Nice spinning move there by Beatty inside as Aoli just stands there and watches her spin left and go. And
right
she
ahead.
ought to know that's her strong side. She's going to favor that way.
Kind of let her go.
Maybe she's talked to the officials and they're all on the same page. We're just going to let some things go. As Beatty with another rebound to Lambert. Lambert down the court, up, and the shot and the foul. So Lambert with her first bucket of the game, and she'll step to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. The clock is rolling, as in play unless you're down by 10 with 2 minutes remaining, the clock will keep rolling. And I think they're going to have to stop it now as the coaches call a timeout. As Coach Anthony Gibson wants one final chit-chat with his ladies here before the game is over.
And then just like football, if you call the timeout, they'll stop the clock for you.
So everybody for the Lady Cardinals are in the scoring column except Alyssa Burton. Not many points to holler about, 29 total thus far, but indeed some balanced scoring in the case that you look down this task sheet and you see that everybody's contributed. Same thing can be said about the Lady Tartars. Nice balanced scoring from the entire team.
Well, now you've got the three bench players in there in this later part of the fourth quarter with Yana Tomita, Yana Aona, and Kristen Mejia.
Is Danielle Lambert. First time to the charity stripe tonight. And the shot a little hard. Rebound comes off into the hands of Beatty, and it's knocked out of bounds by Itani, who was in there hustling and trying to scrap for that rebound all the way down to the end. Eddings looking to throw it in, looking for Beatty, gets it into Burton. Burton with another shot up. It bounces around, falls off. Beatty with a big rebound. Shot is up, and it drops through. So Melissa
13.
Beatty with 8 big points here in the fourth period. Reach around foul called on Rosemarie Hernandez as she tries to strip the ball from one of the Lady Tartars. And that will send the Lady Tartar Jana Tomita to the line. Her first time, I believe, to the charity stripe tonight. And we've got an official lane violation. The ball will go back to the Lady Cardinals. I didn't catch it, Rich. I'm
He's
kind
into
of lost.
it. He saw it.
And they always see it. And a turnover will give it right back to the Lady Tartars. So no harm, no foul.
I think we might be about done here. 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4. They'll get an inbound pass, but that'll be about it.
Well, that will do it. 65-31 is the final score as the Lady Tartars pick up a huge Pioneer League win to take their record to 3-4 in league and 9-12 overall. Rich, your thoughts on the game before we step aside for our second part of the doubleheader.
Torrance played an incredibly strong first quarter to get out to that 29-1 lead. Beatty was held scoreless in that first quarter. Then Torrance, I wouldn't say they necessarily let it up, but they let everybody get in there and play. Everybody contributed on the score sheet, and then they were able to hold on to a pretty convincing 65-31 lead. We saw some flashes from Lawndale there in that second quarter on where they finally were able to get some things together. But Torrance, the Tartars, way too much tonight. Impressive victory for them.
Well, thank you, Rich, and as always, it's been a pleasure. We'll be back with the second part of this doubleheader, but truly, as you mentioned, I think for me, turnovers were a huge key for the Lady Cardinals, and certainly that was one of the things that Coach Anthony Gibson mentioned to us were going to be the Achilles heel for this team. A lot of the good things I did see out of them, and I think they have something to build on as this season starts to wind down. Well, for Rich Johnson, I'm Renard Ricks. We're going to step aside. Again, the final score from Lawndale High School. The Lady Cardinals lose a tough one by a final score of 65-31 to the Lady Tartars from Torrance. We'll step aside. We'll be back with the boys game right after this.